Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be Serral versus ShoWTimE on Pillars of Gold, the latter edition. Bottom left, blue Protoss player, it is ShoWTimE, and top right, red Zerg, Serral. So EU versus EU here, the best Protoss player from the European Union, and maybe not the best Zerg player from the European Union. I think that label belongs to Raynor at this point. And ShoWTimE is going to go ahead and block that hatch. ShoWTimE has beat Serral a few times over the last few months. So if you're expecting a Serral win, maybe wait and see what happens at the end of this game, because I have no idea what's going to happen either. Alright, so if you're seeing the StarCraft 2 content on the Brood War channel, I just decided the experiment is over. Splitting the channel, I feel like didn't do very much, so we're just going to go ahead and consolidate into this channel, and I'm just going to go ahead and put all of the StarCraft 2 content in a StarCraft 2 playlist. So hopefully it doesn't mess you up too much, Brood War fans and StarCraft 2 fans. Welcome back. If you're wondering where I was over at my other channel that I started up, and judging by the subscriber numbers and view count, I'm fairly sure that thousands of you had no idea I was over there. So if that's you, let me know in the comments. Again, I read every single comment, no matter what it is. And yeah, here we go. 6 lings coming out from Serral. You want to block my hatch today? All right. Let's throw down a spawning pool. Let's get some lings here. ShoWTimE, probe scouting it like all good Protoss players do. And at the lower levels, you guys, drone scouting and SCV scouting is not going to cost you a game. I promise. I know the big Zerg players and the professional ones here like Serral do not ever drone scout, but man, it will help you, I promise. Alright, so these 6 lings I feel like really shouldn't be able to get anything done. Chrono boosting out an Adept as soon as the Cybernetics core finishes. And a shield battery to complete the full wall here. So the lings can chomp on some of this stuff, but the Adept, again, being chrono boost out means she is almost here. And once she finishes, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, they know. That's a chrono boost on an Adept. Serral's lings aren't dummies. And cancels a shield battery, so it's not a full wall. It gets a bit of a refund there. Doesn't need the shield battery at this point. Just making sure the lings are escaping, and there aren't more lings on the way. This one Zergling that was chasing this probe earlier, and this poor probe is going to die. Fare thee well, probe. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, Adept not interested in... What? Adept not interested in saving the probe, but... kinda totally saved the probe anyway. Incredible stuff. Alright, well, Adept moving out here. This is a problem for Serral, because I don't think I got any damage done at all with those lings. I mean, it forced out a shield battery that was cancelled, so I guess that technically counts as resources lost, but also a Zergling died. So we're 25 and 25 resources lost here. The lings going for... a bit of a run by. They're not going to survive too long, but just checking to see. Is there a Stargate opening? There definitely is a Stargate opening. Très bien indeed. And then another gateway. What do we get out of here first? Maybe a Void Ray? Possibly a Void Ray here from ShoWTimE Resources. Say something along those lines. It's an Oracle. So Oracles, this is 4K. This is the clearest Oracle you will ever see. Reference to the fact that I started casting in 4K while I was over the other channel. So if you're watching this as a StarCraft 2 fan who hasn't seen me in a while, welcome back. Glad to have you here. He's like, please. Oh, didn't have the resources or the time to throw down that third hatch. Dude, ShoWTimE's in a great position, by the way. Anyway, I'm casting in 4K. So if you have a 4K TV or a 4K monitor, you're going to enjoy the higher fidelity here on things like, I don't know, hatcheries coming up. Ooh, fancy stuff. Adepts wandering around the map. It's nice, is what it is. It doesn't make a huge difference, but is a good thing anyway. Where did our first Oracle go? There you are. I found you, 4K the Oracle. I found you. There's a Spore, there's a Queen, which means the Oracle doesn't really want to engage until other Oracle arrives, because there are going to be 2 here right now. And pop, second Oracle, Eli Arrive. Beautiful stuff. The robotics facility coming in from ShoWTimE. Not going mass Oracle, because that's not really viable anymore. There was a time that it was, and it was hilarious. But yeah, Adept's just more for scouting purposes here. They do not want to finish this shade at all. Did they get a catch? Did they catch a glimpse of the Hydralisk Den? No! It's actually a really good place here for Serral. Look at this. Third base is not even done yet at 5 minutes. ShoWTimE's fully on 2 fully saturated bases. He's at 45 total workers. He really hasn't gotten any harassment done, other than forcing out some lings and like killing a couple of them. I guess delaying the third base counts as harassment for sure. But again, I really, really like ShoWTimE's position right now. 2 Adepts and 2 Oracles can handle a surprising number of Zerglings for sure. ShoWTimE going for a third base, and you know what? These lings are going to try to stop it, but 3 Adepts should be enough to handle this. So maybe they're gonna, I don't know. They're trying to like, trying to bunch up here a little bit. They are killing a lot of Zerglings, and again, forcing in some Adepts to warp in, and the lings have to get out of there. So ShoWTimE's third base is 50% complete, where Serral's third base is just barely done, and not nearly saturated at all. Serral's beginning the Hydralisk production anyway, though. He's going to maybe try to get over here and kill stuff before Storm is done, as a Twilight Council just wrapped up. There we go. I was trying to click it on the production tab and it finished right then. Immortals on the way. Again, not fantastic, but better than nothing against those Hydralisks for sure. And did the Oracles swing around and kill some stuff? I don't know. Anyway, the Hydras are coming in. The Oracles have not died, which is nice. They're here. I don't know what the heck killed drones. Maybe some Adepts did get on in there. Anyway, this is a pretty early Ling Hydra style attack. Good force fields keeping the Hydras away, but the Hydras feel like they got this, man. Look at them focusing down the Oracle. Oracle down. Oracle shield. Oh, shield battery overcharge on the Oracle. Oh, it does go down anyway, as the Hydra DPS is too much, but the shield battery overcharge ability did seem to save everything here. So fantastically done. Absolutely beautifully held by ShoWTimE, and again, I think Serral sacrificed some economy to try to make that happen. The income is favoring ShoWTimE pretty heavily right now as a result. Third base fully saturated. Serral's third base still has 2 drones at it, man. 2 drones out. I think ShoWTimE might actually have this game. I'm trying to... Boy. This is honestly kind of incredible stuff. Zergling is going for the run-by, but there's a Stalker in the wall because ShoWTimE is a good Protoss, so you make sure this is not open. Lower-level Protoss will sometimes leave that open. Actually, higher-level Protoss will sometimes leave that open, too. And a Ling run-by will accomplish things, which is exactly why Serral went for it. But, okay, so he is going to go ahead and saturate up this third base, going to get an Evolution Chamber, and a Baneling Nest, going to go Hydroling Bane here, but down a base and down in worker count is not where you want to be. Serral's struggling a little bit here. And again, this is what ShoWTimE is capable of. I told you. I know ShoWTimE doesn't have a world championship under his belt, but his PvZ is so good. And I feel like that's a lot because he is constantly playing against Serral and Raynor on the European ladder. Possibly the 2 best Zerg players in the world right now. It's close. It's like 2 of the top 4. And again, Raynor best Zerg on Earth right now is the assumption. So, I mean, he gets a ton of practice. The German Protoss, at the very least, knows how Serral plays, knows how he thinks, knows what his tendencies are, and as a result, can kind of do some good stuff against him. Loving this. Fourth base is finally on the way from Serral at 8.5 minutes. We will see these come up as early as 4.5, 5 minutes a lot of the time in these games. That's so late. These Lings are doing nothing against this Archon Zealot composition. The Stalkers are fairly useless, but hey, there's enough Archon Zealot there. That's not enough Lings to really be a problem. And, ShoWTimE's just like, we're just going to macro, man. We are just going macro as hard as we can, knowing that Serral's behind, which he is. His fourth base is only 50% complete. ShoWTimE's is coming up fast. Man, Serral's in a terrible position. At 9 minutes to only be at 138 supply. Part of that is that he really went for that heavy Ling Hydra attack before Storm was done, which, by the way, Storm is not done. We're not making Storm today. Trying to get there before Storm was complete, and then just paying for that miserably. I'm going to try to Baneling into this base, but see how this wall exists? That's exactly why this wall exists, is because Banelings are a threat. And again, this is ShoWTimE understanding Serral. Understanding him very, very well. So the Banelings, they don't have speed. They're going to walk around here. Explode largely. So like, what do we even... Okay, I guess some of them... 2 probes die. That sucks. That's so bad. Zealots, they have speed. They're running past. They got the charge upgrade. They're going right on in. Now, the Baneling Nest would be pretty hot. But instead, they go after this Evolution Chamber so they can get into these... Try to get into those drones, but enough Banelings showed up, they got to get out of there. And they don't really accomplish a whole lot other than pulling Serral's entire army back home, which is exactly what happened. Look at this, though. ShoWTimE's on 4 bases. Serral's on 4 bases, yes, but income tab, actually a pretty huge spot. Ah, that was ShoWTimE pulling his probes a second ago down here and losing a couple, but again, not too poorly. Let's check this action out. Oh, I thought that was another expansion. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? What Serral needs at this point are some spellcasters. We know that from how the PvZ works. Wow, just absolutely intercepted and absorbed those zealots with very minimal losses. Resources lost are still 4,800 for Serral and only 3,500 for ShoWTimE. You know, where you want to be if you're a Protoss. You don't want to have more lost than your Zerg opponent, especially if it is Serral. Topside attack, more zealots getting intercepted. Okay, so Serral's gotten some pretty nice wins here recently. The Banelings exploding harmlessly, largely on Archons and Immortals, which is not what they want to do at all. Not even the teeniest or tiniest of bits. Lings and Banes try to come into this 4th base, but man, Zealots sacrificing their lives, the probes pulling out, and nothing happens. This is really good right now. This is such a chess match between these two players. I love throwing up these evolution chambers so the Zealots can't easily get in here. Oh, the circle of life on that queen is so good. It's so good, too. The drones holding position there, because the Zealots won't attack the drones unless the drones are attacking them. That's what the circle of life is. If you take workers and surround something, just, you know, right-clicking on them so they move towards it, right? They're not attacking the Zealots, but the queen is. Then the Zealots will try to attack the queen and not be able to because they don't have a ranged attack. And that was great. That was really, really well done. Serral is such a great player. 5th base on the way from Serral right side. And Storm is 9 seconds away from completion. I don't know. I don't see Serral teching into anything right now. He doesn't have a hive. He doesn't have an infestation pit. So he can't make Vipers or Infestors. Another attack on the right side of the 5th base does get shut down fairly easily. This attack coming in is a little bit scarier, but there's enough here from ShoWTimE to scare Serral off. So who was the scarier one there? It was ShoWTimE, it turns out. Zealot's coming in again. Like, one of these times, we're going to kill some stuff. Serral's not going to be absolutely on top of this position like he has been. And hey, getting some damage off on the Baneling Nest is not bad. It's in the red. Oh, they left it. Because this is... Oh, they got the Baneling Nest. Replacement Baneling Nest coming up here. Storm Archons. It's a beautiful blue and green scene right now. The Hydras are great against the Archons. The Banelings are bad against the Archons. But ShoWTimE pulling back anyway. Too many Hydralisks. Didn't feel comfortable with that. Not enough Storms really got hits there. So +2 attack does not get canceled for the Zerg player. Replacement Baneling Nest on the way. Which means Zealots are going to be a lot better now than they have been for the last 5 minutes or so. But production tab says no more Zealots. ShoWTimE hasn't expanded for a bit either here. But I mean, this base just basically doesn't exist for Serral at this point. It doesn't. So, Serral's maxed out. Serral's income is about even compared to the Protoss, which is, again, not where he wants to be, but it's better than being behind. For sure. And just, again, nice little tight space here, but there are no High Templar in this army. I kind of feel like this Serral could win this engagement, but he's being a little bit too cautious, possibly. Also, big Zealot Archon attack coming up the left side, but guess what? Serral's making 22 Banelings to celebrate the fact that he can make Banelings again. Hey, oh, there they are. Celebrate good times. Come on. What? Storms and Baneling hits. Oh, my. Oh, a lot of those High Templar go down. And that was beautifully held by Serral. Serral, eating up these Archons with the Hydralisks, taking up a couple Storms, and more High Templar getting removed from the game here. That is only 4 High Templar that have been killed, but forcing them to turn into Archons and then killing them also counts, and 15 Archons have died. Warp Prism manages to get over this high ground and not die. Beautifully done. Piloting there by ShoWTimE, but it's 160 to 118 supply right now. Bottom right-hand base for ShoWTimE is coming up. These two players, I know a lot of you people, I'm talking to the people that didn't click, because you're like, obviously, Serral's got this thing taken care of, derp. And you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, Serral's income is better. It's doing better. It's not where he wants it to be. Could probably expand top left, but these Zealots are just waiting for that to happen, which is honestly hilarious. And again, finally a Hive's coming in. I just don't know that Lingbane Hydra is going to work forever. against ShoWTimE. And obviously, it's not, because we're going for a hive. And which means we have an infestation pit, which means the Vipers could be part of the plan here. Zelotes. Fare thee well, Zelotes. You are all extremely dead. And does force a cancel on ShoWTimE's attempt at a 5th base down here. So, creep preventing an expansion over this way. Army preventing an expansion over this way. Serral's kind of got ShoWTimE hemmed in here. Or ShoWTimE has to take this base, because it's a little bit easier to defend than this one. And again, that's not really an option at the moment. Lings and Drains rolling into the 3rd. Beautiful storms. Absolutely beautiful storms. That was, oh, that was so good. Man, ShoWTimE's playing excellently here. And Serral's expanding again. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where did that Warp Prism go? It's dead now, so I'm assuming it tried to get in here and got killed by some queens or hydras or something. Lings, Banelings, poor High Templar, blah, 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 Zealots, blah, 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 blah. Good target firing here on stuff that's not Archons by Serral. Not too shabby. Hydras, if you don't want to engage with us, and they don't. Because that Archon just died as a result. Man, this Nexus might go down. Boy, howdy. I mean, for as good as ShoWTimE opened this game and played the first 10 minutes of it, Serral has just kind of slowly beat his way back into the lead right now. Overseer comes in for the scout. Is there, by chance, a fleet beacon transition? The answer is no. But good scout timing here at 16 minutes to make sure that's not what's happening. Because again, if you're stuck... if you're stuck on Hydralisks and like 8 carriers show up, you're just going to die. Does go ahead and contaminate the upgrade here at this forge for armor. Because ShoWTimE already has +3 attack, so, you know. Let's get that armor upgrade going, if at all possible. Maxed out. Serral to 150 supply. ShoWTimE. Engagement on the left side. Banelings are doing pretty well against this whole Zealot Stalker thing. Oh, a bunch of those Zealots are not dead. They're down to 25 HP, but not dead. Decent engagement here from Serral coming into ShoWTimE's 3rd base. Blah. Storm and exploding Archons. Oh my, this might be it. That base going down. Huge blow to the income potential of ShoWTimE right now. The Hydras do not decide to press their luck at all. An engagement on this base would be a little bit more difficult to pull off for Serral, so he's going to hold off, taking this top left base. As we see it here, income is now. It's just been a complete reversal of income here today. Long distance mining attempting to happen in the bottom right, but a single Zergling with 2/2 upgrades coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Archon's absorbing a lot of those Baneling shots, and then are there enough Hydras to make this happen? And the answer seems to be no. All right, good. I mean, this has been a really, really good ZVP. Man, I love this game so much. Loving it. Loving it immensely. Nom, 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 nom. Zergling's just getting, you know, little pieces of leftover debris here. Oh, almost until the Zealots come in and hack them to pieces with their Psy Blades. Bottom right, Ling's really trying to kill probes, but no. The Archons arrive and shut that down pretty darn quickly. Adrenal Glands is done. 40 Lings in production. Baneling's accomplishing nothing. Serral kind of having a hard time closing down ShoWTimE here, but he's got a really nice composition of Storm, Archon, Zealot, Immortal with really, really good upgrades. Can be hard to break for a Zerg player, but he's working on +3 attack for both of his ranged and melee units right now. Baneling's going to catch some, I mean, decent hits here. It's not like... Yeah, it's... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, hang on. ShoWTimE just killed one of bases of Serral. This happens, though, and, does force some of the units back. So this base goes down, but again, Serral has this and this. Lings rolling into the dead 3rd base. Just eating it for dinner. And then, yeah, I think Serral at this point is like, you want to base race me? We can do that. I'm just going to try to chomp my way through this front door. Not actually attacking. Oh, the run by! Bob the Zealot died, and that means that all of his friends are going down. Some of them anyway. The Zealots are coming in to chase these guys around the main base. More guys are warping in. ShoWTimE kind of falling apart here, but again, that's where we've been heading for the last 5 or 6 minutes. It really feels like. And then, you know, how many storms do you have? Well, hopefully all of the storms would be nice. Zealot's making sure this base doesn't happen, but I don't think Serral actually needs it. Great Zealot positioning here. No surround possible on those Lings. Zealots, woo, take that hatchery down to about 30 HP before they get sniped. Serral taking this base because ShoWTimE doesn't want to. And yeah, 197 to 132 supply. ShoWTimE, unless he can pull off some incredible death march, right? Where he kills this, and then kills this. And then also has some attacks along this way that get a ton done. And kills this base. Like, there's a lot of steps to victory here for ShoWTimE, and I just am not particularly feeling them. That base dies, but I really feel like Serral doesn't care about that base, you know? He's got the 2 on the left, the 3 on the left side. I think that's a dead neck. No, Zealots distracting the Lings long enough to make sure that Nexus does not die. Lings are like, where do we go to get the most damage here? Banelings going for those probes, but no, Stalker sacrificing their own lives to make sure that the probes live. Truly, truly self-sacrifice. 7 Corruptors in production here from Serral. Once again, Ling's trying to get through this wall. They will, but another wall comes up behind it because ShoWTimE's not bad at this game. It's a lot of dead Zerglings, man. Resources lost 38,000 for ShoWTimE and 36,000 for Serral. Remember what I said earlier about not wanting to have more resources lost than your Zerg opponent. If you're Protoss especially, yeah, that's not great. This feels moderately GG. Gosh, this group's just getting outnumbered and overwhelmed. ShoWTimE says there's a base over here. That's not good. See, this is what I'm talking about. A little bit of a rampage. Little bit of a rampage coming through, killing 13 drones. Not too shabby. Right, 7 Broodlords are on the way, though, and I just don't know what answer to Broodlords ShoWTimE has. He doesn't have the ability to really make Tempests. He's got a single Stargate and no Fleet Beacon. Storm is pretty good against Broodlords, but if he doesn't have those Tempest, I'm not even sure if we need the Broodlords, if I'm going to be honest with you. This is just a lot of Zerg everywhere right now. Enough Storm available. Just maybe baiting out Storm so the Broodlords can get some stuff done, because here comes the hammer. Zerglings going for that run by. Oh, now we're open. Oh, last second. Dude, I think those Lings ran through a warping in Zealot. Oh, okay, that's bad. That's real bad. And there's not much defending this. And the Broodlords are going to start chomping on stuff. And, yeah. The Zealots hang on, which is great. But now there's Broodlords. And now free units are reigning supreme. Nom 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 nom. The Broodlings are chomping. There's your Storm. If the Archons get too close, the Hydras chew them apart. And if they stay too far back, the Broodlings chew them apart. It's not great, is what it's not here. This attack on the left side maybe going to accomplish a little bit. Going to force this base to go down anyway. Okay, this is turning a little bit interesting right now. Zealots just trying to take down this hatchery. They don't care if they die in the process. And they are going to die in the process. 58 HP on that hatchery, and it's not dead yet. There's been some very close calls with hatcheries today, but this is basically the source of income for ShoWTimE. I guess he took this bottom right. He did manage to hold on to it, but this Nexus is toast. The toastest. This hatch does die. What ShoWTimE is doing here with 121 total supply is pretty amazing. Again, if you have a faster crowned army than Broodlords, which you do, but oh, okay, this is GG. That's it, man. This is ShoWTimE's source of income. He's going to make one last hurrah with these units, but he recognizes there's just too much. There's just too much, and the Broodlords have finally made it over here after their extremely long run. I mean, look, I really respect ShoWTimE for sticking in this game. He's really lasted a lot longer than I thought he would, which is awesome of him. And he might actually end up ending this game with fewer resources lost than Serral does. Let's see how that's your GG, man. Boom. Serral is your winner in 24 minutes and 52 seconds. It is 48,000 resources lost for ShoWTimE and 47 lost for Serral. So, yeah, losing more resources than your opponent, Zerg opponent, is bad news, Bears. 4 Nexuses died. Holy smokes, that's horrible. 4 Nexuses went down. Not much of an army left there for ShoWTimE. And yeah, the fact, again, I think this game was over about 7 or 8 minutes ago, and the fact that ShoWTimE held on as long as he did is a testament to how good of a player he is. But Serral just had too much going on. He had an actual bank. He had an income advantage. He was killing ShoWTimE bases left and right. The Zealots not getting enough done in the early to the mid to the late game as they needed to. The Lings were winning a lot of those battles, and even though 3 hatcheries died, and I think one got canceled, and 37 drones did go down, it wasn't enough damage to take Serral down. He just had too many bases on this map for that to happen. So really, really good PvZ. I mean, that was some fantastic play on both sides, but at this point, you know what? That's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.